everyone. Do you ever feel a little shy or stuck when you want to talk about something fun, like your favorite TV show in English?
Yes, Emma. It can be hard to find the right words, even when you love a show so much. You want to share it, but maybe you feel unsure.
Exactly. Well, today we are going to make it easy for you to chat about all your favorite series and movies. Welcome back to the English Speaking School podcast.
That's right. Today, we will help you talk confidently about TV shows. We'll learn words to describe different types of shows or genres, like comedy or drama.
And we'll practice how to tell someone what happened in a show using the past tense, which is super useful for describing a plot. Plus, we'll learn how to recommend a great show to a friend.
It's a fun topic and a great way to practice your English. So, let's dive in and start talking about TV. Before we jump into our first show, just a quick reminder for all our listeners. If you're enjoying our podcast and want more practical English tips and solutions to common speaking problems, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes, subscribing means you won't miss any future episodes, and it's a great way to keep improving your English every week. For example, next time we might talk about how to use words like gripping or hilarious to give a stronger recommendation for a show, not just it's good.
So let's talk about why this is often difficult for learners. Why do people struggle to talk about their favorite shows?
Good question. One big reason is vocabulary. Learners might not know specific words for different types of shows, like thriller or animated series. It's hard to describe something if you don't have the right label.
Absolutely. And another common problem is using the past tense correctly when you're explaining what happened in a show. You might know the plot, but switching between present and past tense can be tricky.
That's a key point. For example, many learners might say, the main character is a doctor and she tries to save lives. But when you're talking about the story or what happened in an episode, you really need the simple past. The main character was a doctor and she tried to save lives last week. Getting those past tense verbs right makes your story much clearer.
Right. So we've identified the problems, vocabulary for genres, and tricky past tenses. Our first solution, and it's a really practical one, is to start by using the right words for genres. This instantly helps people understand what kind of show you're talking about.
Absolutely. Think of it as putting a label on your favorite show. Instead of just saying it's a funny show, you can say it's a comedy series or it's a sitcom. This is more specific. Other common genres are drama, action, science fiction, horror, or documentary. For example, The Office is a comedy, and Stranger Things is a science fiction horror drama.
Exactly. Even if a show combines a few types, starting with the main genre is super helpful. So, try to remember a few key genre words for your top 3 shows. This gives you a strong start when describing them. Let's put this into practice with an example. Imagine you want to tell someone about a show like The Crown.
Okay. Without using genre words, someone might say, it's about the Queen of England and her family. We see her life and what happened when she was young and when she was older. It tells you a little, but it's missing something.
Right. But if you use the genre, it becomes much more descriptive. You can say, it's a historical drama. Immediately, people understand it's serious, based on real events from the past, and likely focuses on conflicts and personal stories. Or you could even add, it's a biographical drama about Queen Elizabeth II.
Exactly. That's so much clearer than just, it's about a queen. Or another example. For Black Mirror, you wouldn't just say, it's a show where bad things happen with technology. You'd say, it's a science fiction anthology series with a dark thriller tone. Those words paint a much better picture.
Great. So using genre words is solution number 1. Our second solution attacks the other problem we mentioned, using the past tense correctly to describe the plot. This is key because you're usually talking about things that already happened in a show or episode.
That's right. When you're telling someone what happened in an episode, you almost always need to use the simple past tense. For example, instead of saying the detective finds a clue, you should say the detective found a clue last night. Or the hero fights the villain becomes the hero fought the villain in the last scene.
Exactly. This makes your story much clearer and easier to follow. A good tip is to think of key actions. What did the characters do? What happened to them? Focus on using verbs like watched, went, said, met, or solved when you're talking about specific events in the story.
Okay, let's use an example to make this super clear. Imagine you watched an episode of a mystery show and want to tell a friend about it.
Right. A common mistake would be, the main character sees a strange light, then she follows it into the forest, and she finds an old house. This uses the present tense, but you're talking about something that finished.
Exactly. For what happened in the episode, you need the past tense. So you should say, the main character saw a strange light, then she followed it into the forest, and she found an old house. Each action uses the simple past, showing the sequence of events in the story clearly.
Yes, saw, followed, found. Those are the verbs that tell the story. This makes your description of the plot accurate and easy for your listener to understand.
Okay, that's great practice for using the past tense. Now, for a quick tip, something you can do in just 2 minutes to practice all this.
Love a quick tip. What's our 2-minute trick for today?
All right, here it is. After you watch any TV show episode tonight, take just 2 minutes. First, ask yourself, what genre is this show? Say it out loud, like it's a comedy or it's a crime drama.
Good, so you're labeling it. What's next?
Then quickly think of just 3 main things that happened in that episode and describe them aloud using the simple past tense. For example, the main character went to the shop, she met a stranger, and they talked for a long time.
That's brilliant. So, genre, it's a sitcom. What happened? They had an argument, he lost his keys, and she found them. Just 3 sentences in the past tense. This small practice will make a huge difference in remembering genres and past tense verbs.
Okay, Emma, that's a fantastic wrap-up for our practice session. So, to quickly recap for all our listeners, we've talked about a few really important things today to help you discuss your favorite shows.
Absolutely, John. Our 3 key takeaways are, first, know your genres. Always try to use specific words like comedy, drama, or sci-fi to describe the type of show. This gives a clear picture right away.
Second, and this is crucial, tell the story in the past. When you're explaining what happened in an episode or series, use the simple past tense. Think, the character went, they found, it was exciting. This makes your plot descriptions clear and correct.
And third, share your favorites with confidence. With these tools, you can now confidently describe and recommend shows to anyone. Don't be shy. Your enthusiasm is part of the fun.
To put it all into practice, here's your quick challenge for today. Pick one TV show you've watched recently. First, identify its genre. Then, tell a friend, or even just yourself out loud, 3 things that happened in the last episode you saw, making sure to use the simple past tense for each action.
It's that simple, but so effective. Keep practicing these small steps, and you'll be chatting about your favorite series and movies in English with so much more ease and accuracy.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us today on the English Speaking School podcast. We hope you feel much more ready to talk about your favorite TV shows. Keep improving, and we'll catch you next time.